Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to a very nice short tutorial here. We have a legacy unit here, a Rover C2 that uses a Bluetooth dongle. What we're going to do in this very short tutorial is we're going to download the drivers, we're going to install them, and we're going to transfer the data from the Rover C2 to the PC. So let's get started. In our web page here, you're going to come over here and click on Service and Support. We're going to come down here into the OKM Download Center. Go ahead and click on that. And as you can see here, we have updates and drivers. We're going to go ahead and click on that. As we come into here, comes the question, which driver do I take? Well, if we have a couple of different chips that we've used over the past, if you have one that says OKM directly on the unit, on the Bluetooth dongle, then you're going to say, we're going to download from OKM. So the Bluetooth driver is OKM. In this instance, we're using the OKM. So let's go ahead and download this one. Click on download, and it's going to begin its download. On Windows 11, in the top right-hand corner over here, you see it says one download in progress. As we continue on, once the download is complete, it's going to open a little box here. And go ahead and click on this Show in Folder. So we're going to click on the Show in Folder, and it's going to open up the folder within our download directory. I'm going to double click this, but first I need to extract it. A couple of ways of extracting this. One, click on the Extract All here, or right click on the file, Extract All. One way or the other, it's very simply done. I have here, this little box here is check show extracted files when completed. So once everything is extracted, it's going to open up the correct folder so I can see what's in there. Go ahead and click on extract. This takes here a couple of short moments, and the moment is over. Then as you see here in this new directory, it's going to give all the possible different files that are in here. I'm going to look for the one that says setup.exe. I'm going to go ahead and double click the setup.exe. As I start off here, it says the app you're trying to install is not Microsoft verified. That's okay. We know where the source comes from. We're going to say install anyway. We're going to select the language that you'd like to use. We're going to say select English for this example. Hit OK. You can select any language you like because whatever your particular language is the one that will be easiest for you to work with. And it says at this moment in time, the install shield will install this software to your computer. Yes. Next. Do you accept the license agreement? Yes. And then it'll continue on where you want to install it. I use all of the defaults because this way, if I have any questions, where did it go? I can always find it again. Calling here to OKM, we can tell you where to find it if it was installed in the default areas. It takes just a couple of moments. Now that the install is complete, I'm going to click on Finish. I'm going to double click on the icon. There's a new icon on my desktop, Blue Soleil. We have started off at our main window. In order to have a different view, I'm going to click on View and go to our Service window. And here we have a lot of different options. I'm going to take then the USB Bluetooth dongle, and I'm going to insert it into the PC. Welcome to Bluetooth here. Device type desktop here. I'm going to say OK. We're going to click this once here. It should not appear again, but in the case it does, then it's a very simple quick fix, just clicking OK. Now at this point we have serial port A, which is at COM6 right here. We have serial port B, which is COM7. We're going to use a COM port A, serial port A, COM6, and go into our Visualizer 3D software. At this moment in time, I want to set up the software so that we can import all of the data here. Click on Import here, which is the top left corner. I'm going to have our Rover C2 selected, and you go and click on Next. I have all the various different here COM ports. COM port 6 is the one that I'm going to choose. This is the one that was listed as COM port A, which is COM 6. I'm going to go ahead and click Next. Then we're going to have our ground scan come and be imported. Click on Next. Over here in the top left-hand corner of this box is our impulses and parallel mode. I'm going to go ahead and click next. Then we have the field length, the characteristics, what did you do in the scan, how was it, etc. I'm going to go ahead and click next, select the soil type, and then wait for the data to come in. On the Rover C2, I am now going to plug it in. You could have had this already in advance, but at this point it's very simple. Plugged in the power, take the power pack, turn it on. I'm going to turn on the Rover C2, and I have a green light. It is on in our display window. It comes up here, it says background light automatic. I'm going to click OK. I'm going to scroll down and select here, transfer memory to PC. I'm going to click on OK. At this moment in the display here, it shows connecting to computer. And at this point, it says here, press start. I'm going to go ahead and push the start button. It's going to say connecting to the computer. Once you get this here, connecting to the computer screen, I'm going to come back into our Blue Soleil. And in the Blue Soleil, it's going to say enter a passkey. The passkey for the Blue Soleil is all caps here, OKM. And that I will hit OK. At this moment in time, the Rover C2 says press start. I'm going to push the start key. And as you see, the data is immediately imported in the minute I say yes. I'm going to set the unit down again. The Bluetooth service here is finished. I'm going to click into our Visualizer 3D. Just to clean up our screen a little bit, I'm going to go into our visualization, scroll down to the bottom, and I'm going to move our opacity levers off to the side so I can see my screen a little clearer. Also remember to hit the stop import button. By clicking on this, now your screen will be nice and cleaned up, and now you're ready to work with your data.